Good morning, Kurt here with Teach Mom How. Today I was looking through some of my recent comments and this question was asked on one of my iMovie videos. Is there any way I can customize where the Ken Burns starts and end for every picture? Oh, she means like a default. Haha, good question. So let me show you, and I answered, well, I thought I showed you how in that video. And let me show you what I mean by this. Let me clarify, okay? So in this original video, I showed how to customize the start and end of a picture with the Ken Burns effect. If you don't know what the Ken Burns effect is, it's where a picture has motion, where it zooms in or out on a picture. So let's choose a picture real quick. Wow, all I got handy are really crummy pictures. Okay. Let's put this picture down there. That's a good one. Look at that makeup. And I'll put this one. Okay. All right. So what she's talking about is the Ken Burns effect. So if you click on it, if you click on a photo, double click it, up here you have the Ken Burns effect. That's the automatic motion. Okay. So by default, this is what it did. It zoomed like that. And then you go here, double click this one, turn on Ken Burns, and same thing. It will have created a motion. So you can customize where it starts. This is where it starts, and this is where it ends. You can customize that. She's asking if you can customize it by default, meaning so every time it does the same. And the answer is no, because what iMovie's trying to do is it's trying to guess what the best zoom in, zoom out motion is for that photo. And it usually does a pretty good job. The reason it can't be, you can't default set it for every photo is because that would be worse. That would be worse because every photo is different. So like this one, for example, starts out totally wide all the way out and then zooms in a little bit and it works out pretty nice. This one pans up so it ends on my wife's face, okay? And it's very well framed ending. So by default, it does a pretty good job. So if you were to make a default one, let's say, so here's this one. It starts here and ends here. That one would look terrible on this one. So you can't have a default that does that. But here's how you customize each individual picture. Maybe I want this one to already start. So I double click it. Maybe I want it to already start closer in. So I would change my starting, okay? This is how I change where it zooms, or how far in it zooms. This is where I move to where it's at, okay? So I can start there. Then let's look at my end, and let's go in further on the end and frame it up nice. No, I can't. No, I can't get back on my end. How do I get back on? Let's try starting over. Double click. There we go. Double click it, okay? I want to zoom out just a little bit. Sorry if you hear my kids doing their morning piano practice in the morning. They're about to leave for school. All right, there we go. So then I customized it. But again, in answer to the question, there you go. In answer to the question, can you set the default to customize? No, because it's using AI. It's intelligently analyzing your photo and deciding what the best is. And honestly, 70-80% of the time, they do a great job of how you want it to zoom in and pan and stuff. But if you want it different, you can customize it like I showed you. But if you were to do a default setting that customizes every Ken Burns effect to a certain way, that would look terrible on certain photos. So it's better to just have it do it the way it was intended, which is to let the system analyze the best Ken Burns effect and then customize the few that you disagree with, the few that you want to do differently.